Good morning, YouTube friends, and welcome to another day in my kitchen. Today I am going to start watermelon wine. Now the watermelon I have, they recommend the best to use is the seedless, but unfortunately what I got is not seedless. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it a try, see how it works with that. It's supposed to be much better the other way, but you know, got to take what you can get. So the first thing I need to do is I need to cut my watermelon up into cubes. So, and I'm going to do it over this pot just because it's supposed to, because you want to save all the juices and everything from it. So I'm going to probably try to do as much as I can over top of that. Now these cubes and stuff, they don't need to be perfect because you're going to be putting all of the cubes and the juice into the pot, and you're basically going to be cooking it until it's basically down to liquid anyway. So you know, it doesn't matter if they're not like perfectly even or that. So you know, just do the best you can. And you're just going to throw the rinds away. The next step, it says to, we have it all in our pot. I had to get a bigger pot. The other one was too small that I was going to use. Once our watermelon flesh and juice is collected in the pot, heat over medium, stirring, mashing frequently until the watermelon flesh has broken down into a liquid, and then we're going to remove it from heat. So we're going to cook this until, and mash it on a regular basis until it is basically all completely liquid. Now when you took care of the watermelon to square them, if you do have a watermelon with seeds, you do not have to remove them at this point. You just throw it all in there when you do the screening process to get the chunks and stuff out, and that's when it'll get screened out at that point. So you don't need to remove them at this point. So I have it eaten up, and I have a potato masher, so I'm just using that. You don't have to use that, but you can already see down in there that it's starting to get liquidy, so that's good. So continue to let it cook and continue to mash it as I go. You can see as we're going, guys, it's getting more and more watery, so I'm just going to keep on working it. I don't want it to boil. Getting there, guys, slowly but surely. You can see it's almost completely water at this point. It's getting really close here. So I'm going to be starting to strain it out very soon here. And according to this, let's see, the next step that we're going to have is we're going to measure about 14 to 15 cups of juice, and we can reserve the remaining. So what's left, you can either drink it straight or make cocktails from it. So we're going to get that 14 to 15 cups, and we're going to combine it, that measured watermelon juice, because we're straining the seeds and stuff at that point. And we're going to add it with the sugar, and we're going to heat it almost to boiling, and we're going to stir it until the sugar's dissolved. And then we're going to move it from the heat, and we're going to cover it up with a sanitized lid, which I have. I'm going to have to end up switching a couple times here to get this done. Okay guys, so our next step is we're going to add in 3 pounds of sugar, and we're going to heat this to boiling. And you can see over here I've got my gallon parfait all ready to go. Now we're going to cook this till it's almost boiling and all the sugar is dissolved. I need to get more sugar. And then after that, we're going to just need to cover it up and let it completely cool down some to more like a room temperature. So right now we just need to get all that sugar dissolved. So our watermelon has cooled down and it's warm now, but probably about room temperature. So now we're going to add in our citrus. So I'm going to put in a tablespoon of lemon juice into that. I'm going to mix that up a little bit. And the next step is going to be to add in your wine yeast. In there some. Okay, so now I'm going to take my gallon container here, and then I'm going to put my wine into that. Okay, so I have it all in here now and it's all ready to go. So I'm going to use my balloon. You can use that or you can use an airlock, but I'm going to use this because I only have one airlock and I have more bottles than that. Okay, so within 24 hours you should notice fermentation activity. Bubbles in your airlock if you have it, or like the swirling, like it'll start, like you'll see it'll kind of fuzzy up at the top. And that means that you're good to go. So you want to put it someplace cool, not cold, and you're going to leave this alone for a month or two. So that's where we're at this point. So the other thing is all the gases, as the fermentation process is going on, is going to release gases and stuff, and that's going to make this balloon blow up. So you're going to have to lift up the lip of it and let that let the gases out. Otherwise you're going to end up with your balloon's going to get real big and it's going to end up popping. So we're just going to go down there and just let it put it down. I'm going to put it down in my basement into my pantry area because that's nice and cool and it's dark. And I'm just going to let it sit down there and just check the balloon every so often. You'll know when it's done after the couple months because your balloon will be all flat down. It won't have any activity going on then. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm really excited to see the next process as we go through doing our watermelon wine. The next process, let's see. So we leave it in for 2 or 3 months, and then we're going to go through and rack it again. So we're going to basically just keep an eye on this, let it do its process, and we'll see you later. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks a lot, guys.